Hey guys, it's Jack Oates the Goat, back at you again with another episode. I wanted to do a Boruto anime review. This week we had the migration, and we were all kind of hyped up to get ready for this big ultimate showdown between Jugo's curse mark and Tosaka's curse mark modes clashing. And to be honest, I was super excited. We haven't really seen, two curse mark mode people just go at each other. And I like the way they went with it, because instead of having like a clash of the titans, they went with the route of there's no form that can trump the original curse mark form, right? So I was really happy that it went down like that, because had it gone down any other way, I probably would have been saying something different. The original is always better, which is why people compare this series to Naruto, because people have already grown that attachment to Naruto, and we already know that the curse mark's a big deal. And if Tosaka were to just smash Jugo, or even put up like a good fight in his ultimate curse mark form, then I think we would have been kind of let down. So I'm glad they went this direction, and I like that it only took him maybe 3 seconds to put a complete stop to Tosaka. There were a few things in this anime that I really, really liked, which that being one of them. And then there's something that kind of taking my mind way before this episode even. But this one, it kind of brought it back, and I'll get to that. But something I really liked is this whole arc since Karin and Suigetsu's been here. I really like the development of their characters. I like Karin more specifically, because she does take that motherly role for Sarada. And, it is funny that we thought that could have been Sarada's mom, although that kind of didn't make any sense. Like, no one in the village saw Sakura pregnant. I mean, that whole arc to me was kind of BS. But I think it's great that she's kind of taken Sarada in. And it's kind of weird in a sense, too, because she was just so head over heels for Sasuke, so she couldn't get Sasuke, and so she settled to take care of his kid when, they cross paths. But I do like her role, because she does teach Sarada some things, and she really helps her develop, and I like how Sarada interacts with her, how she's just so polite, and she knows that Karin cares for her, so she knows that trust is really awesome to see between the two of them. I like Suigetsu's role too. We can see Suigetsu's grown so much. He's not, this overly selfish character anymore, as where we last saw him in like the war. He didn't want any part of it because he didn't want to die, and he was very self-preserving. But now we see he's kind of grown past that. We get kind of glimpses of it, but it's more of a facade than it is his actual personality. And he's actually a lot more selfless than he used to be, and he actually cares for his comrades. He actually cares for Karin now. He actually cares for Jugo. They're not just some Team Sasuke lumped together anymore. They've grown a family. A weird family with Orochimaru, but a family nonetheless. And that dynamic is really cool to look at. And I like Suigetsu's kind of like the older brother whenever the kids are involved. He does what needs to be done, and he gets them out of things when they need to get out. I mean, that's his role, and he's grown so much more skilled, and I actually liked the role that he played in this particular episode. By the end, Suigetsu takes the neutralizing serum that neutralizes the curse mark, and he becomes one with the lake and makes it rain. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? Makes it rain on the geese before they migrate. And I thought that was great. And he tries to throw in a line like, I'm only doing this for Jugo, like he didn't really want to. But we know that his heart is there. His heart is definitely there. So I want to pose this question. The episode overall, it was decent. It's not the best episode we've ever gotten. I don't think this arc is like the best arc we've gotten. But I mean, we're moving closer to what's in the manga, and that's exciting me. But overall, this episode, I would give maybe like a 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed watching it. It wasn't as good as another Boruto episode might have been, but again, I still wasn't mad at it. I think they're doing pretty good with the anime so far. Now, one of the things I don't like about Boruto as a series right now is the fact that I think Boruto is cheating himself. And the reason I say this is because we had a part in this episode where Boruto kind of comes to this conclusion that like we cannot stop Jugo right now. And then he gets an epiphany that Konohamaru's Rasengan injured Jugo enough to revert back to his regular state. So he goes, well, my Rasengan should be able to do the same, except his isn't as well developed as Konohamaru's Rasengan. So instead what he does is that he's going to replicate the force through using his Wind Palm shadow clones twice on top of Jugo just blitzing him, which is a really good idea. On the fly is awesome. I'm glad he thought of that, and that was well executed, and it really showed his character that he was willing to put his life on the line to save somebody. And that is what we've been looking for in Boruto. His character's grown so much during this whole arc, by the way. The thing is that he learned the Rasengan a long time ago, and he's such a prodigy. He's got multiple changes of chakra nature. He learned his Rasengan in under a week, if I'm not mistaken, and was able to throw it and mix an element within the Rasengan, which has already been stated multiple times. That is a tough thing to do, and he does it naturally without even thinking about it. So he is a prodigy no matter what you say. But he never thought to consult his father about developing this Rasengan more. And moreover, Konohamaru hasn't been like, hey, let's make that a work of art instead of keeping it at this level that it's at. Like, it's great where it is, but like we saw against when he was going up against Momoshiki and he throws the Vanishing Rasengan, it was about the effect of a mid-level punch. It wasn't anything super special. That's what sucks, is that if it were to get to a regular size Rasengan, that could do some crazy amount of damage. And I don't know, maybe they're nerfing Boruto for now, so he's not getting too good for his age. And I think they might be doing that for a lot of the characters in his class. But I honestly do think he's cheating himself. I mean, he's got so many resources. His natural affinity is lightning. And his grandpa, his faux grandpa, is Kakashi. I mean, the lightning master. Why is he not consulting Kakashi? Kakashi's not doing anything. Kakashi kind of just wants to get out the whole ninja thing, but he keeps getting dragged back. Not consulting Naruto about the Rasengan. I mean, he's not the creator of the Rasengan, but I mean, he might as well be at this point. He perfected it. He perfected his father's jutsu, and it's just something, I guess you can say, was been passed down and evolved into a Rasen Shuriken. Now, imagine if Boruto could learn the Rasen Shuriken on top of his lightning style. I mean, it can blow up for him if he were to just suck up his pride, get a little bit smarter, and consult him, but he doesn't. And I know some of you might be watching saying, well, then he's just going to become another Naruto, and that's where I disagree, but kind of also agree as well. Because yes, we don't want another Naruto. If we wanted to see more Naruto, I mean, we wouldn't be watching Boruto. It would be pointless. But all these other clans have their own techniques that they pass down to their kids. So the Rasengan has served pretty much the same purpose, right? It started out with Minato. Even though Minato did not pass it down directly to Naruto, it was something that was passed down through his godfather, Jiraiya. So it's been in this family. Naruto took it on. Kakashi knew it before everyone. I don't know how that worked, but apparently he knew it before Jiraiya, which is kind of cool when you think about it. But it stayed within this finite family. So I think, if anything, yes, Boruto should definitely know the Rasengan and the Shadow Clones too. Yeah, that can totally be a passed down thing. I mean, other ninja know it, so maybe I can't classify the Shadow Clone as a familial trait. I need to see more training from Boruto, is what I'm saying. I need to see more developing his other affinities. Lightning, and I believe we saw water, wind. I mean, this kid's on just on the technique aspect, he's on Jonin level. He's hit the requirements to become a Jonin. He doesn't have that mental wherewithal, though. And, of course, that's why we're seeing, him as a Genin and building his way up, because he doesn't have that yet. But overall, this episode, by the end, shows that we're getting into the manga content. Now, for those of you that don't read the manga, you are doing yourself the biggest disservice ever, because the manga is #lit. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? What's happening there is so crazy and so mind-blowing. I'm on board with whatever goes on in this series right now, off of just this last manga chapter. I am so on board, which I will talk about in another video. But this episode, like I said, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. It was a good one to watch. I'm ready to move on to get into this manga content and see where Boruto goes and how the anime adapts to what happens in the manga. I've heard that the anime and manga might go some separate directions on some things. I'm not sure how that's going to look, but hopefully it looks good. Other than that, that's all I got. Make sure you guys follow my Instagram page. I post there just about every day. I'll interact with whoever messages me. Feel free to DM me. I'm still getting to know the YouTube stuff, getting to know my technology, so you'll see other videos on there. Just in case you had no idea why my name is Jack OATz, that stands for Jack of All Trades with a Z at the end instead. So you'll see other things on my Instagram. It won't just be anime, but it'll be primarily anime. But I do have some videos of me playing piano. I'll put some videos of me playing guitar, just editing videos, and everything else that I'm into. It'll be up there, and it'll be fun and interesting, and very engaged on Instagram. So feel free to follow that. Please like and subscribe. Please, I'm trying to get those views up. I'm trying to get those fans, those subscribers. So help me out, please. Before I go, I have this bad boy. Glorious spinning wheel. Now, I have this. You'll see some of the stuff on here. It's like $20 from each player. Kiki challenge, the stranger's phone, stuff like that. This is for a podcast that I do, but right now I'll be using it for this channel as well. Instead of these little challenges, I mean, we can keep some challenges up there too. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I'm going to be putting up some anime, some popular anime that people are into, putting in some anime that you guys want me to watch. I come back with this, and there's an anime that I haven't listed on here. Please put in the comments what you'd want me to fill it out with, so that by the time we get to choosing, you have a chance of getting your anime up there. And I will be reacting to those anime. I haven't seen a lot of the popular anime, to be honest with you. I was so stuck on Naruto when it was out. Bleach, I more so read than watched. Fairy Tail, I didn't get too far into that. One Piece, I never saw One Piece at all. It just didn't interest me, but people have been trying to tell me, hey, you gotta go watch it. My Hero Academia, I have not watched. I've watched the first 3 or 4 episodes. It looks good, but I decided that I would create this channel before I wanted to watch it, so that might just be one I watch on my own on the channel. But if there's anything you guys want me to react to, please put in the comments below what you want me to react to. I'll be going up here. I will also put some manga up too. I'm not opposed to manga. If there's other series too that you guys want me to just react to, I'll be doing primarily anime. But I'm not opposed to doing another thing. Like, I know The Flash is a big thing. I've not seen Gotham. Gotham looks kind of cool. Things like that. I mean, I'm into legitimately everything. Supernatural. I've got a supernatural tattoo. Look, guys, you have no idea. No, I'm not going to show you, but I have the anti-possession tattoo. So, please, please, please like and subscribe. I want to keep this channel lit at all times. Just lit at all times. I have more content coming your way. There's going to be some stuff that'll leak over from my podcast channel once I get done editing all that stuff. And I have some really cool guests that do awesome things on there. And I have a couple of guests coming on to do some surprise things, I guess, between me and you guys. My next guest will be doing some broadsword training with me. So we'll be fighting each other, broadswords. And then the guest after him, we will be getting our motorcycle licenses. I already got my motorcycle. Well, I took the class. I just never made it out to the DMV to get the actual endorsement, so I have to take the class again. So I guess you can say I'm kind of using them to just, go and redo it. But yeah, we'll be getting our licenses together. After that, we're going to be just partying, getting our drink on, and playing beer pong while discussing what they do and how they interact with the world and make it better. Other than that, I don't want to keep you guys too long. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.